So, when you add all of that up, Chelsea, the recruiting, the gap coverage, the lost productivity during the onboarding, what are we actually talking about?
So, for a senior manager role, a firm that does a real honest accounting of those costs is often looking somewhere between 75% and 150% of that person's annual salary. So, if you lose
Whoa.
five people at that level in a single year, you could be absorbing well over $1 million in costs that were really never formally tracked or even acknowledged on the income statements.
That's a shocking number. Between 75 and 150% of that person's annual salary. And yet, I guess firms just absorb that, do they?
Yeah, so most firms are seeing turnover as a line item. What did we spend on recruiting rather
Mm.
than it's a system cost? And I think that reframing lends them to dramatically underestimate what's actually happening to their economics. When we look at revenue per FTE, it's up 13% since 2021. Sounds great. And in some ways, it is. But part of that number reflects how hard the people who stayed are being pushed to compensate for the seats that are open or newly filled.
Yeah, that productivity gain doesn't always equate to real gain. Sometimes it's just the remaining staff carrying more weight.
And that has a cost too. It just shows up further down the line. It shows up in burnout and disengagement, and it could show up eventually in more turnover.